If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, House on the Road subscribers and followers. Somebody asked me the other day, what would I do if one of us, Carolyn and I, we were out traveling the country and far from anybody we know. One of us ended up in the hospital for a long-term care situation. And I thought, you know, I don't know. I don't have a plan for that. That's a good question. And then I thought, wait a minute, yes, I do have a plan. And I have an absolute solid plan. A while back, I made a video and I talked about emergency funds. I also tell you how much I spend each month. And I only spend anywhere from $500 to $800 a month. And I'm regularly told, well, you know, you need to spend more money. You need to occasionally just go regroup and spend some time in a paid campsite because you're saving so much money. You just, well, you know, enjoy yourself every now and then. No. I continuously put all the extra money I have into the emergency fund. You know, a lot of people say, well, I only need enough money in my emergency fund in case the truck breaks down or I need to make a repair. Nope, I don't touch my emergency fund for that. If I have a repair that I need to make, such as I got to get an alignment on the truck and I got to get new tires, that comes out of the budget. So if I go over budget this month, that means next month I got to try twice as hard to do a good job at saving money. So, you know, my budget's $800. So all these months that I've only spent $500, that gives me $300 a month. Let's say it was 3 months. That's $900 I can spend on the truck to repair the truck. So when I say you need tens of thousands of dollars in an emergency fund, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot have a plan, a strategy for every scenario. And I get lots of questions about, what are you going to do about this scenario? What are you going to do about this scenario? And that's why I have tens of thousands of dollars in emergency fund, and that's why I continuously put money into the emergency fund. People says, well, you can't die with that money. I mean, you just well enjoy it while you're living. Others say, well, you're just going to give it to your kids. Well, you know, that might be true. I may never have another problem in my life, and smooth sailing, I never touched the emergency fund. And yeah, it might go to the kids. Okay, well, congratulations, kids. But in the end, something could go wrong. I've already had 3 scenarios in which something went wrong. Had to come home to take care of Carolyn's daughter for cancer. Camper burned down, had to replace everything. And we're back in Missouri to take care of Carolyn's daughter. You know, all this comes out of the emergency fund. That's an emergency. All 3 of those situations is an emergency. So, let's just assume for a minute, now that I recognize I have a significant emergency fund, that something does happen to me, and I'm in the hospital for long term. Carolyn's got options, considering he has an emergency fund. If she wants to stay by my side, she can go and get a hotel room. You can find hotel rooms, you know, $100 a week. You know, that's not too bad. Long-term stay hotel rooms. So that comes out of the emergency fund. Or if she felt like she needed to go get an apartment and a job and all these things, guess what? Emergency fund. She would be able to spend several $1,000s really quickly just to get an apartment that's furnished. And then she could use that emergency fund to continue to fund the electric bill and the rent and the water and whatever other utilities until she was able to get a job if that's what she needed to do. Or let's say she wants to abandon me. She's done with me. And she wants to come back to Missouri and reestablish her life here while I'm in the hospital. So she leaves me there. She goes back to Missouri. Guess what? She's got money to get on a bus. She can go to Missouri. Again, she can put a down payment on a house if she wants. Go get a job. Get some furniture. Rent. The emergency fund is the answer to everything. And you got to have that emergency fund. Folks tell me that you know, I need to spend more money so I can enjoy the adventure more. Well, first, I don't know what more enjoyment there is. I mean, if you're just out, if your adventure is just to go and spend money, then that's a completely different adventure than what I'm trying to accomplish. My adventure is to just de-stress, get away from it, and stay away from it. Be happy, living out in these woods, seeing some amazing sights, being one with nature. I think that's my adventure. I'm spending as much money as I need to do that. Yes, I work really hard at this adventure, so I don't spend a lot of money. But my philosophy is I'm not interested in spending it now. I'm interested in spending it when I really need it. Because Carolyn and I have spent our lives not having money, and when you need it, just struggling. Well, I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't mind filtering my own water. I don't mind running the generator. I don't mind doing these extra chores, so that when the pop-up camper burns down, I got money, I can just go and replace it. Or that when I need to run back to Missouri to take care of Carolyn's daughter, I got the money, I don't need to worry about it. See, there's where my stress really comes down, is I don't have to worry about it. There was a YouTuber who says that he's calling BS. He actually used the words, you have to be debt-free. Okay, if you want to be in debt living out here, then you don't have the answers to the questions. What are you going to do if one of you is long-term ill and that you got to be hospitalized for a long time? What is your spouse going to do? What if the person who's making the income does get sick and the other one who isn't making the income has no choices? With me, we have some credit. We have some credit cards that we could put money on if we absolutely had to, and we didn't have enough in the emergency fund. I would have a lot that I could put on credit cards to get us through this, emergency, this terrible emergency, whatever this terrible emergency is. But if you're already in debt and you got credit card debt because you've been out enjoying life, having a great time, spending money, having champagne and playing golf, and when this emergency rises, you don't have those credit cards, you don't have the emergency fund, and you don't have an income because the income maker is in the hospital. For anybody to say it's BS hasn't really thought it out that these things do happen. They happen in real life. Okay, and I know where everybody's going with this. Well, if worse comes to worse, you can file for bankruptcy. I've heard people say that. Well, if you get too bad a shape, you can file for bankruptcy. And I just have a moral dilemma with this. This is just something I cannot live with. Is I'm out here not working really hard anymore, enjoying nature, having the time of my life, and I expect somebody else to pay for it because I filed for bankruptcy. So that's how we're going to handle any emergency that comes up, is with what's called an emergency fund. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.